Starlight Keep HFY presents Space is Trying to Kill Us Again. The Void's edge had a reputation, a sector of space so quiet and desolate that even sound seemed reluctant to exist there. It was the kind of place that whispered of danger, where cosmic anomalies and unexplainable disappearances were regular occurrences. So when Starlight Keep detected a signal emanating from its depths, the station's inhabitants were understandably on edge. In the central hub, Commander Eldrick Thornwood stood before a holomap, the pulsing signal from the distant vessel, casting faint light across his sharp features. Around him, the usual chaos of the moonlit plaza seemed muted. Seraphine Moonshadow stood to his right, her ever-poised demeanor masking a flicker of curiosity. "This could be a distress call," Eldrick said. "Or it could be a trap." "Or both," Jack Mitchell interjected, leaning casually against the console. "Either way, we're going, right? I mean, who could resist exploring a ghost ship in creepy space?" Seraphine arched a brow. "You have an unsettling enthusiasm for the dangerous unknown, Jack." "Call it a death worlder thing," he replied with a grin, adjusting the strap on his Galrex Mark V plasma pistol. "Besides, we've got you, Seraphine. If the aliens don't kill us, your speeches might put them to sleep." Seraphine sighed, though a faint smile tugged at her lips. "I'll remind you of that when you need rescuing." Thorin Ironstar, the station's gruff alien engineer, stepped forward, his mechanical limbs whirring softly. "If this ship's been drifting as long as it seems, it might hold tech older than anything in the archives. That alone makes it worth investigating." "I'll prep a team," Garrick Stonehelm said, his GX-22 particle rifle slung across his back. "We're going in armed." Eldrick nodded. "Good. We leave in an hour." The Luminary Shadow, a sleek reconnaissance vessel piloted by Lady Althea Windrider, slid effortlessly into the Void's edge. The derelict ship appeared on the scanners long before it was visible, an ancient, jagged silhouette against the backdrop of endless stars. Its hull was blackened, scarred by time and cosmic radiation, but faint purple pulses of light danced along its surface like ghostly veins. "Looks welcoming," Jack said, leaning toward the viewport. "Who wants to bet it's haunted?" "No one's taking that bet," Althea replied, her voice calm. "Docking now." The team boarded cautiously, the vessel's groaning airlock protesting as they forced it open. Inside, the atmosphere was thin and stale, the faint hum of alien systems still operational despite the vessel's apparent age. The corridors were a labyrinth of sharp angles and flickering lights, every sound amplified by the oppressive silence. "This place gives me the creeps," Garrick muttered, his rifle at the ready. Jack chuckled. "You mean the ancient alien tech and ominous signal aren't comforting?" "Focus," Seraphine said, her glowing staff casting soft light. "We're here for answers." They moved deeper into the ship, their steps echoing unnervingly. Thorin paused at a console, his mechanical hands moving with practiced precision. "This system's strange," he murmured. "It's not just advanced, it's layered, like it was designed to confuse intruders." "Great," Jack said. "A ship that plays hard to get." Thorin managed to access a file, the screen displaying fragmented images and text in an alien language. Lyra Starwhisper, the team's mystic, stepped closer, her glowing eyes narrowing. "There's pain here," she said softly. "This ship, it witnessed its own end." The screen shifted, displaying a hologram of a galaxy shrouded in darkness. A deep, guttural voice echoed through the chamber, the alien words incomprehensible, yet chilling. "What's it saying?" Garrick asked. Seraphine translated, her voice steady. "Beware the Void Reclaimer. It comes for all." Jack frowned. Not ominous at all. As they ventured further, gravity anomalies began to disrupt their movements. One moment they were walking normally, the next, they were floating weightlessly or crashing to the floor. At one point, an alien crewmate slipped, nearly drifting into a sharp piece of debris. "Gotcha," Jack said, grabbing their arm and pulling them back. "Stick with me, and you'll survive." Seraphine watched him with faint amusement. "Your optimism is exhausting." "Yeah, but it works," Jack shot back, grinning. In the central chamber, they found what appeared to be the ship's core, a massive, pulsating orb of energy encased in alien machinery. Around it, the skeletal remains of the ship's crew were frozen mid-action, as though caught in the middle of a desperate attempt to escape. "This must be what's powering the distress signal," Thorin said. "But why is it still active?" Lyra stepped closer, her voice low. "It's not just a signal, it's a warning." As if on cue, the orb's pulses intensified, and the ship began to shudder violently. A deep rumble echoed through the corridors. "We need to leave," Seraphine said firmly. "Now." The escape was chaotic. The ship's systems destabilized, corridors collapsing as the team raced back to the airlock. Gravity flickered wildly, sending debris flying and forcing them to leap across gaps in the flooring. Jack, ever the thrill-seeker, took the lead, helping his crewmates navigate the treacherous path. At one point, an alien scientist tripped, their equipment scattering across the floor. Jack skidded to a stop, turning back to grab their hand. "You're not dying here," he said, pulling them to safety. "Not on my watch." The team barely made it back to the luminary shadow before the derelict vessel collapsed in on itself, disappearing into the void with a final haunting pulse of light. Back aboard Starlight Keep, the team reviewed the data they had recovered. The warning about the void reclaimer was clear: an ancient cosmic entity capable of consuming entire star systems. The derelict ship had been its civilization's last, desperate attempt to warn the galaxy, and it had failed. "Not this time," Jack said, his voice firm. "If space thinks it can kill us again, it's got another thing coming." Seraphine smiled faintly. "And what's your plan, Jack? Punch the void in the face?" "If that's what it takes," Jack replied. "We're humans. We figure things out." Seraphine turned to the others. "The galaxy needs to know what's coming. We'll rally the Confederation, adapt this tech, and face this threat together." "And when we win," Jack added, "we'll throw a party, fireworks and everything." Lyra tilted her head. "Humans are strange." "Yeah," Jack said, grinning. "But we're good at surviving strange." The end.